Hey guys, Hippopotamus here, and today I'd like to bring you another awesome League of Legends gameplay and commentary, with me playing as Veiger, the Tiny Master of Evil. And today I decided to play my first ranked game in a while, and had a flawless game, so this game turns out to go really awesome for all of us on the team. And I felt that even though it's only like a 20-minute game, I just had to show it. So, right now on Veiger, running Ghost and Flash, which are pretty much my two main summoners on Caster Heroes. But, you know, if you're Veiger, since he kind of plays like Nasus and Scions does when they just kind of have to farm creeps the early game, Teleport works too. Teleport and Flash, Teleport and Ghost. Or I've seen Ignite. But really, with your combo with Veiger, you really don't need Ignite, but it helps at times. So yeah, let's see what I'm running. I am running Magic Penetration all across the board, and Mana Regeneration Seals. Nothing out of the ordinary from my usual caster build. And items I plan on getting, Deathfire Grasp is my first primary item, because the idea of Veiger is to do your death combo, which is Event Horizon and then Deathfire Grasp with Dark Matter and Primordial Burst and Baleful, if they live through all that. But yeah, the game should be starting here soon. So let's see. Alright. Start off here with the Mechie Pendant. Pick up 2 health potions. Oh yeah, Soraka's the only one on the team that doesn't have a skin. Very, very depressing. But nonetheless, we have to deal with it. So, yeah, I got my White Mage Veiger skin on. Let's see, is there anything else worth mentioning? Masteries, just 9021. Utility. Nothing exciting. But the best part, I don't know why this score screen is huge now. For some reason, they just huge. But yeah, unluckily I get Galio mid, which is probably the worst person you could get in mid as Veiger. But yeah, I'm getting some pro Veiger right here because I popped my Ghost by accident, so it's all good. Yeah, just waiting for creeps to spawn. But generally, Veiger, you get Baleful, or your skill build would be max Baleful Strike. Get at least 1 rank in Event Horizon, because 1 rank will allow you to hit Dark Matter every time, unless they have some sort of Mercury Treads or Cleanse, essentially. So really, you only need to get 1 rank of Event Horizon, and then you want to max Dark Matter. And if you're fast at clicking, you should be able to make the 0.3 second time every time. But yeah, right now, just trying to focus on the last hitting. We pick up First Blood extremely fast because they try to kill our jungle. And Galio gets a lot of strikes off on me early game. And considering he has 42 AP, which is a lot for Galio, level 1, I get pretty beat up here starting off. But yeah, no big deal, because I'm Veiger. Veiger's my favorite character of all time, just because he's amazing. But nonetheless, for item builds, always want to start with Deathfire Grasp. Deathfire Grasp is like pretty much mandatory. If you don't get it, I'm sorry, but you're just bad. But generally, you want to go for a Deathfire first. You can grab a Dorn's Ring starting off if you want a little extra health. It's a little bit of AP. but generally you want to go straight for the Deathfire Grass because it goes based off his AP for a target's maximum or current HP. So you always want to open with it, essentially, and then use your other two moves. And right here they try to get me, but I get away, luckily. Throw in a couple Balefuls, pop a potion. I decide to stay for a little bit longer, even though I probably should have went back, but I get a couple more creep kills, so no big deal. And tries to flash in there, he misses with this. I push him back, Nocturne comes out at me. But generally speaking, if you're not going up against Galio or a tank in mid, you want to start harassing with Baleful at level 5. Or, yeah, level 5. Not rank 5, but rank 3 of Baleful. Because you want to set up for getting Primordial Burst, and then you would combo with EWQR. But what's also known, or what's also good to know, is that Baleful will give you 1 extra if you kill a hero with it. So at max rank it gives you 5 ability power plus 1. So if you really wanted to, you can get 1 extra ability power for killing a hero, so you can get 6 instead of 5. But generally people end up using Primordial Burst last as the finishing move because it's the strongest. But generally I launch R before Q, just because I just do EW2, which is my Deathfire Grasp hotkey, and then R. So yeah, and then after the Deathfire Grasp, Rabadon's is pretty much your other main item because the amount of ability power you get for Baleful will also increase by 30%. So it's really helpful to get it as early as possible. And then I would recommend grabbing either Zhonya's Hourglass or Lichbane. Probably say Zhonya's before Lichbane, just because Lichbane should probably be your final item because it scales off your AP. After you cast a spell, you have 3 seconds to auto attack, and then it'll do your ability power as an auto attack. And then after you get your Deathfire Grasp, you get your Rabadons, your Sorcerer's Shoes, Zhonya's Hourglass, and then, like I said, Lichbane, or you could get a Rod of Ages. If you're having a hard time, I'd probably recommend Rod of Ages. But really, as any mage, I don't like getting health, because you're a squishy champion, you're not made to survive in a fight, so I don't build in survivability, I build in Glass Cannon. That's just me. I like to blow people up and get pushed around a little bit, but yeah. And then for your final item, since I said 5, it'd be your 6th item would be a Void Staff, which is just more magic penetration for my regular build with my 19 magic resist starting off with my 15% from magical penetration mastery. So I'll end up with around 40 spell pen with 55%, which pretty much destroys any sort of DPS character or even most tanks. Galio is pretty much the only exception, but even though he has a 79 magic resist, I still hit him pretty hard with my combo because Galio's passive, the more magic resist he has, the more AP he gets, so my ult does even more damage to him. So it doesn't turn out all bad. But for right now, it's 2-0. I've just been farming creeps. Nothing exciting's going on in lane. So far I got 24 AP. Another good build is if you don't have spell penetration runes, is to either just use AP over time or more Mana Regeneration build, because with Veiger's passive, where it's almost where it's 3/4 of a chalice, you really don't need much magic regen, but if you do get like a little bit of runes and magic regeneration like I do, just seals, you can pretty much stay in the lane for a good 5 to 10 minutes, generally speaking, if you're constantly launching Balefuls. But if you wanted to put in like Quintessence's Mana Regen or Glyphs also mana regen, you could pretty much stay in the lane 24/7 and just farm creeps, which is Veiger's pretty important, just as much as Scion, Nasus, all those guys. And all your moves scale off your AP, so technically you're adding 1 damage to each move. Except for Baleful. Baleful's a 0.8 AP ratio. Dark Matter is a 1, and then Primordial Burst is also a 0.8, I believe. No, it's more than 0.8. It's 1.1, 1.2. What's good about Primordial Burst is it also does 80% of the target's AP. So you're essentially getting a ratio around 2 or 2.1 when you're adding in the opponent's AP, which is pretty ridiculous. But generally speaking, Veiger's a pretty awesome champion. Let's see what's going on around the map. I looked at my character too much already. Soraka and Tristana bottom. We got Nidalee picking up Akali kills at top. It's AD Nidalee too, which I was surprised when she said that. I was like, first rank game of the day and I get AD Nidalee. Felt so special. But picking up some potions, finishing off my sorcerer shoes, going back mid. Creeps decide to stop at the Nexus for me. That cloth armor. Good job, Nidalee. Love the spelling. Amaror. Lee Sin doing his jungle thing. And what I also noticed was after this game, it said I went up 45 points in ranked, which I don't remember ever going up that much. And then Galio and Nocturne try to gank me here, so I pop Ghost and Flash over the wall. And then I go back in with my potion up because I go to get Galio here. Get a good Event Horizon stun off. Decide not to launch my ult because I'm waiting for Baleful to be up, and then I ult and Q. Pick up the kill. And I get out because of Lee Sin. Turned out to be a pretty good kill. But yeah, that's why I like to have Ghost and Flashes, because you can jump in and out really fast, and if you have a potion, go back in. And I like to have at least 2 Summoner escape abilities because Event Horizon isn't a reliable stun, because Riot's been making a lot of champions nowadays that can like get out of the stun or teleport out of it, I guess you could say, without breaking it really. Like Caitlyn's a good example of that, where she can shoot her net out of it and you won't be affected by it, or you could just flash out of it. And it has an 18-second cooldown, which really isn't reliable in a team fight, because most of the time people are going to go after you, because if they don't, you're going to lose your carry or your mage almost every fight, because Veiger's just such a bursty caster that you have to deal with him. You can't leave him unchecked in lane or in a team fight. Generally though, once you get higher up in the ranked, people figure that out and they'll target you a lot of the time. But as of right now in ranked, I'm doing okay. I haven't played that much since season 2, so I'm like 11-5 I think, wins to losses. So I've been doing okay. I've been on a winning streak recently though. I think I'm like 7 or 8 games winning streak, which is pretty nice. But yeah, when I went back, I also picked up my Amplifying Tome from my Deathfire Grasp. And then Lee Sin's going to give me Golem here, which is the most important thing that Veiger can ever have in existence, because you never go Oh my god, how much MP5 do I have now? 120. It's slowly going down because Equilibrium is balancing itself out, but still, that's just so much mana regen. Casting Baleful's on like a 3-second cooldown, 2.82. Yeah, this is where I just plan on farming for AP. And now I'm getting to the point where I have 75 AP, Galio has the same, just about, and I can really start to harass Galio. Even though he has his Mercury Treads and his Chalice, I believe, with the amount of spell pen I have, I'm really able to still harass him, even through all of his magic resistance. And called